Last year, the Metaplug published a bunch of videos advising people how to build their own portfolio website. It so turns out that she is not a hypocrite and she uses these design inspiration or tricks to build a website for herself. In this video, you'll be watching how she was able to achieve it taking inspiration from owwow.com. Stay tuned. For my website, I want a landing page that integrates all these design elements I've been talking about: the animated carousel, the on click with the cursors, the bold fonts, bold colors, the one page like website design that this has. And this was perfect. A lot of tutorials that I've learned from the designer of this website, Andrea Egli. I've linked her in the description. But guys, I'm going to walk you through step by step how I was able to replicate this site and then customize it for my own portfolio website. So stay with me and let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to set up are the grids. This whole page is made up of grids, as you can see, and the carousel at the top. So I've kept this space for the carousel and I'm going to set up the grids next. I want to count how many boxes or grids are there, then use it to set up. So I have two on top, three in the middle and three below. So I'm going to set this up. So I've been playing a lot with this grid so I can just look at it and tell you the exact measurement. I like to be exact and I'm using 50-50 at the top. So I'm making a row 100 because that's like a full row. I'm using Elementor. It's a top website builder. You guys should check it out. So I'm making this 100, right? And I'm going to give it a view height so it fills up the page just like it does on the website I'm replicating from. And then I will then get my 8 boxes all in all. So that's good to go. The next thing I'll now do is measure. So the first row is 50-50. The third row has 3 boxes. So I'll do 25 for the small boxes and 50 for the middle one because it has like more space. And then the last row has the same design. So I'll just copy and replicate or paste the style. And okay, so now that is done. And let me look at what I have. Good, it's looking good. Now I want to give the radius, border radius, to give me that rounded effect. So the first thing I'll do is I'll add a border width of 1, and I'm using 1 because it's the softest, or it's going to be very slight and not too deep, and I will just put that design on other places. So now I have that, looks good. The next thing I'm going to do is I'll use a border radius of 10, and I'm using 10 because, like I said, I've been playing around with grids. Just by looking at it, I can guess that that is what Wow Club used, 10. So you could use 15 or 20. I'm using 10. I've just duplicated. The next thing is space between the grids. So I'm going to use this gap function and give it 10, and see, it messes up my design. So what I'll do is I'll go round and I'll just remove 1 inch. I'm still going to reduce the gap, but see, reducing an inch fixes it. So use the maths, guys, use your math. I don't know how to explain how this inch works, but I just do it. So I removed 1 inch from all sides because now there's like a 1 inch gap between the boxes, and you can see it's better. I have to remove the gap between the columns too, and I'm now going to use 5 for each. I don't want it to be too spacey because I need it to look like that. So I'm doing 5 on the columns, 5 on the rows, and I've already removed 1 inch, so that should work. Okay, this looks good. So now my grids are set up. The next thing I'm going to set up is this carousel that moves. I had left the box on top for it, so now I'm coming to use it. I'm just making marginal adjustments, and I want you to know that I'm replicating from Andrea, and she has a video on it, and I followed the video to the T. The video led me to this code marquee, and this is the code I copied and I put it into my HTML. So you know, the code has its own hello something, but I'm going to make it mine. Let me just edit it so it looks like what I need. Okay, So first of all, there's the HTML and then there's the custom CSS. Because this is a Pro, Elementor Pro, I can put in custom CSS. So now it's just the text I'm editing. The next thing I'm going to do from here is to go and get some more code from her and put it in the custom CSS place. So just copy this. First, I'll give it a class. Okay, and now I'll go and paste the code. So you're going to see what happens once I paste the code. Really, Andrea makes life so easy for us, right? It's looking lovely, it's sharp, my boxes are looking good, but I just want to edit a whole lot of things because I don't like the arrows. Yeah, so that's out. I still have to fix the spaces, the fonts, and so many things, and in my next video I'll show you how I do that. But let me just look through and fix some things like spacing. Okay, that's fixed. I'm still going to have to edit it. But yeah, so far we have the carousel and the bento grid set up and we're looking ready to go. It's all going to be worth it. So now I'm just fixing I want it to lay on top, right? Then you'll notice that there is that glass buffet effect on all the boxes. So I used the glass UI builder that I had showed you in my other video. I'll just copy that little code, like the card, yeah, and I would then go and give it a class ID and then go and paste my custom CSS. So yeah, that's it. That has that effect, but I don't want the whole box to have it. So let me just tweak some things. And yep. So I'm just going to copy, and I still want to move that up a bit. So copy and paste the style, and now I have that whole glass effect. Lovely, right? I tell you that these tips and tricks I've been sharing actually work. I have to edit this because I want the boxes to have the same edges. Can you see? It's looking good, but I want it better. But okay, so far so good. So I'm going to show you how I get the color using a color picker. I'm going to copy this hex code for this bright green, right? And come to my grid that I have set up here. See this design, it's on hover, so I'll go to hover. So it's black initially, but when you hover on it, then it turns to green. And I will just paste that sharp green hex code in all the boxes. But something I noticed is the green is not as sharp on the hover, so I had to get the exact hex code or just something close to it. And that is it. So I've copied that hex code and I'll just come and adjust it here, which is what I'm doing now, adjusting. Let's see. Okay, that looks a lot better. So this on hover design is on all the other boxes. That looks so much better. I'll just keep that same hex code and paste it everywhere. It's such easy work. These tips, tools, and tricks that I show you, they actually do work. So I'm just going to paste that everywhere and let's see how it comes out. The next thing I want to show you is how I get the font. So I use the font picker tool to get the font details. It's using Humane, and I'm just going to go and search for Humane in Google and then download it. When I download it, I still need to upload it to my website builder. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload it to my website builder. Okay, and to get the exact font, I'm going to upload only the bold. The light and regular could come in handy in other places, but I need only the bold for now. I'm going to show you what that looks like soon. Okay, now I've set up everything, my fonts, my colors. See the one I've set up on my carousel. It's so hard to tell it apart from the main one. I had to take my time setting this up, but guys, it looks amazing. The last thing I want to show you is the background remover. I had talked about this in my past video and she has like some background there, so I got this jewel. I've customized the site to what I want it to look like, which is like this color and my own words and content. But I just showed you that I used the background remover and I'm just going to upload it here. and that's what I use to give me this feel or this draw in the corner. So even though I replicated the site, I customized it to look like my own thing. And I think that's the last thing I want to show you. Same grid, same boxes, my own colors of content, and this is the final look. It's live and I'll be using it for the year. So guys, what do you think? Did I do a good job replicating the site and making it mine? Let me know.